Hey guys, you're looking at my newest graphic card. I bought this on Sunday from a good guy on eBay. I've got to leave him feedback. As you can see, it's fully boxed with all the original accessories, even a code for games, well, 10% code, which I'm sure has expired, but it doesn't matter. For those people who can't tell what it is, even though it says it right here, this is an 8800 GTX XFX branded one with the little creepy fox guy on the side there. And this card in 2006 and 2007 was the top end card. This thing was amazing for what it was. It was absolutely amazing. This thing used to retail for about £400, and I wanted one of these when I was younger, when I was 19, 18 kind of age. So when I was about 18 years old, I was at college and I had two 8800 GTSs, not GTX but GTSs, which got you almost the performance of one of these pretty much, but cost about half the amount, especially when I got them second hand. But what to expect? I was a student. Now I have money, I have my main rig which has good graphic cards which are brand new. But I always wanted one of these just because these were the cards which were dominating the market when I first started PC building. And when I got this card I thought, yay, this is just going to sit on my shelf, I'm not going to do anything with it. I wasn't even going to install it to see if it worked, I didn't care. I have plugged it in, I have tested it, and it does work. And it runs well and quiet actually. Let's go over some of the specs. Don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a 90nm chip. The GPU code name is the G80. It has 128 shaders, which isn't that a lot nowadays. It has GDR3 memory on it. Has 768 megabytes of RAM on it, and it has a clock speed of 576. Actually, this one has 575. This must be a different one, because I have just stolen this one off of the internet, because I'm not currently running the cards anymore because it's right there, so I've taken it out. Yeah, that is the specs of the card. Now I'm going to show you the benchmarks which I ran. All these were at 1080p resolution. I made sure of that. DirectX 10, because this card's not capable of DirectX 11. It was before it was conceived. And yeah, let's go through it. I played Metro 2033, which is still a resource hog to this day. Put that on medium settings, and it played it about an average of 45 frames a second on 4x AAA. I know it says none there, but I kind of got lazy with doing that. So I was quite impressed with it playing Metro, to be honest with you. I think it's because that's a NVIDIA optimized game, so the 8800 GTX kind of had a little bit of help there, I think. BioShock Infinite, which certainly isn't a NVIDIA optimized game, it's more of an AMD game, I find. Got 28 frames on medium, which was a little bit... It wasn't great, but it was playable. So it was about a console experience, to be honest with you. I mean, it had better visuals or graphics. Actually, no, it didn't have better visuals. Visuals is like an art design thing. It had nothing to do with visuals. Sorry, it had better graphics than a console, but still about the same kind of frame rate. Skyrim, it was playing at 52 frames a second on medium at 1080p, so I whacked it up a little bit to see what it would do on high. Got 22 frames, which wasn't bad. Tomb Raider, again, I had the same thing as I did with Skyrim. It was running at 45 frames a second on medium, so I thought I'd whack it up to high. Got 28 frames, so it wasn't too bad. Metro Last Light, which is a NVIDIA optimized game, still got absolutely destroyed the 8800 GTX. Anything above normal was about 14 frames a second, which was unplayable, so I put it down to normal, which was 26, which is still not very playable, but still within console range. Crysis 2, which has the weirdest settings. It's either high, very high, or extreme. I put on very high because high was like was running inside the 50s. Still looked pretty decent. Very high got me 34 frames second, which wasn't too bad. Saints Row 4, 44 on medium with 2x AA. I don't know why I've typed in two times. Bit weird. Was quite happy with that. Unfortunately, when I put up to high, it would just take a massive nosedive into the low 20s. So that just wasn't good. Played Dirt 3, which I was quite pleasantly surprised at the frame rate. When it was on low, it was at 90 frames a second, so I thought I'd try to increase it. And went eventually up to actually maxing out the game and got 43 frames a second. I'm not too sure if Dirt 3 is actually a NVIDIA optimized game, but the 8800 GTX likes it. Same thing with Borderlands 2, but I'm not too surprised as it is a NVIDIA optimized game, as this one got 42 frames a second. Dead Space 3, which isn't that demanding at all, it got 48 frames a second, which wasn't too bad. Far Cry 3 kind of hampered this one down. High, it just wouldn't. It was down to 14 frames a second. If I did anything strenuous, it would go down to 1 frame a second. So medium is unfortunately the maximum which this card can do on Far Cry 3. So that's good. Oblivion, I thought I'd chuck in a game from the actual card's era. It did it at 71 frames a second on Ultra, which is great. Sonic Generations on the highest settings. I don't think there's an AA setting, but it got 44 frames a second. So what can I say about this graphic card? Considering that it was released in 2006, I think it was late 2006, I would say this card, if you had a second one running an SLI since 2006 and they are both working, you probably did not have an issue playing any games for the last 6 years maybe even 7 if any of the other parts did not fail. Yeah, I would love to get a second one of these and do SLI testing and see how they scale, because this GPU is definitely a workhorse. It is definitely designed to do all the hard games, and I'm really shocked that it actually played a lot of these games on medium. I am really surprised. I thought this graphic card wouldn't be able to play most games on low. In fact, this thing destroys low in most games, apart from the ones which aren't very well optimized for NVIDIA cards. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, because I've enjoyed making it, especially having the card I always wanted. I know it's a bit sad to want a 7-year-old card, but yeah, it's something which I remember always wanting. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, goodbye.